Welcome, my fellow Leos, both long-time subscribers and those of you who just stumbled in, perhaps led here by intuition, synchronicity, or one of those classic accidental YouTube rabbit holes that aren't so accidental after all. This is Golden Fortune Leo, where ancient wisdom meets cosmic theater, and where I, your astrologer with far too many planetary charts and a lifelong love affair with both the stars and the soul, break it down in a way that even your inner child, an inner lion, can roar along with. Let's get something straight right away. Leos don't wait for permission to shine. We are the light. But this final week of June 2025, the universe isn't just giving you the green light, it's laying out a full golden carpet across the galaxy, spotlight included. This is no ordinary week, and that tingling sensation in your hands or the sudden urge to stand dramatically on balconies is not your imagination. A rare cosmic portal has cracked open, and it's humming with the kind of energy that wakes up even the most dormant parts of your soul. If your shoulder blades feel like they're about to sprout wings, you're not broken, you're breaking through. Now, don't think for a second this is just some astrological fluff or your standard full moon memo. This is a meticulously orchestrated cosmic performance starring Pluto, transformer of the deep, Neptune, dreamweaver extraordinaire, and Saturn, the stern spiritual grandfather with a ledger and a lesson. Together, these planets are less like background actors and more like the directors of a dramatic, soul-stirring production. And guess what? You're not the understudy. You're the lead. And yes, for those who keep hearing about the chosen ones and wondering, could that be me? It's not a title you're given. It's a title you step into. And Leo, if there's one sign who knows how to step into the spotlight like it was destined for them, because, frankly, it's you. But don't expect it to be all glam and glory. This rite of passage requires sincerity, emotional presence, and the kind of spiritual maturity that only comes when you've laughed, cried, failed gloriously, and still dared to believe in yourself. As a longtime student of both astrology and psychology and someone who has sat at the feet of Dharma masters under both real and metaphorical Bodhi trees, I can tell you this: transformation doesn't always look like a bolt of lightning. Sometimes, it looks like letting go of who you thought you were so that you can fully become who you actually are. This portal? It's an invitation to do just that. To rewrite your inner script, not by force, but by fire. Leo fire. And maybe a bit of cosmic sass. So buckle up, beloved lions. The universe is not just calling you forward. It's calling you home. Ah, my beloved Leos, pull up a velvet chair, pour yourself a solar-infused tea, or let's be honest, something a little more dramatic, because we need to talk about what's really going on with your body, your emotions, and your cosmic circuitry right now. As someone who's studied astrology for decades, dipped into the deep wells of Jungian psychology, and sat in quiet monasteries learning the art of self-observation through the lens of Buddhist insight, I can assure you, if you're feeling a little off, you're actually tuning in. Let's start with those 3:33 a.m. wake-up calls. No, you're not haunted. And no, you don't need to unplug your router. This is one of the more peculiar, yet universal, signs that the veil is thinning and your internal compass is recalibrating. Welcome to what I like to call spiritual jet lag. You're waking up at odd hours, feeling surges of energy followed by inexplicable fatigue, and maybe even having dreams that feature dragons, quantum physics, or that high school teacher who still gives you anxiety. These aren't just random mental glitches, this is your consciousness updating its software. Your nervous system is catching signals from the soul, and guess what? It doesn't always download smoothly. Don't worry. You're not crazy. Probably. Now let's talk about June 24th, when Jupiter goes Kazimi, meaning it's seated directly in the heart of the Sun. This isn't just planetary poetry, it's cosmic royalty having a reunion. And it's happening in Cancer, the sign of emotional security, maternal love, and let's be honest, a solid cry on the couch with comfort food. For you, Leo, this moment is like the universe gently shining your crown, polishing your purpose, and saying, remember who you are. But before you leap up and deliver your monologue to the heavens, remember, this kind of expansion is tender. It's easy to confuse heart-centered truth with over-the-top dramatics. Yes, your passion is real, but maybe don't text your ex, declare war on your neighbor, or cry into your wine because your cat gave you a look. Jupiter in Cancer wants emotional depth, not a Broadway solo. And then, as if the heavens aren't done serving soul, we get the June 25th new moon also at 4 degrees Cancer. That's a double hit to your emotional circuitry. This moon isn't about flash or flare. It's about quiet power, rooted in tension, and that rare ability to reset without shame. It's a whisper, not a roar. And I know, Leo, that's not your default mode. You'd rather enter the room like a divine storm, but this time the universe is asking you to wield your fire with precision. Mars in Virgo is lending his spreadsheet energy, reminding you that even stars need strategy. Can you balance that burning desire for visibility with the kind of focus that actually gets things done? Can you mix your boldness with a little bit of boring? Because let me tell you, manifestation loves consistency more than charisma. So breathe. Let the weirdness wash over you. Laugh at your sudden emotional spikes. Light a candle, say a mantra, maybe organize your closet by intention and planetary hour, whatever gets you grounded. You're not breaking down. You're breaking open. This is what evolution feels like when you're doing it consciously. And Leo, if anyone can make spiritual transformation look fabulous, it's you. Ah, dear Leo, by now you're probably wondering if you're ascending to a higher dimension or just in desperate need of a nap and a cold compress. Let me reassure you, as someone who's spent decades tracking planetary cycles, decoding archetypal psychology, and sitting in stillness with monks who chuckled when I asked about third eye pressure, it's all very real, and you're right on schedule. Let's talk about that strange sensation behind your eyes or at the crown of your head. No, it's not allergies, and no, the Wi-Fi signal isn't making your pineal gland vibrate. What you're feeling is activation. The third eye, that mystical, metaphysical inner camera, is flickering awake like an old projector in a temple cinema. And the visions? They're not hallucinations, they're your intuition dialing in from dimensions you used to access only in dreams. Except now, those theta brainwaves are slipping into your daily life, yes, even while you're folding laundry or zoning out in traffic. One moment you're thinking about dinner, the next you're having a cosmic flashback to Atlantis or remembering that your cousin's cat is actually your soul contract in fur form. Maybe. These moments aren't distractions, they're re-downloads. And in the year of triumph 2025, the universe is no longer playing by 3D rules. You've upgraded from emotional dial-up to energetic fiber optic. The line is open. Now the real question is, are you ready to receive, or are you still trying to interpret it all through logic? Because if so, good luck. That's like trying to catch a tsunami with a teacup. Now, let's talk about the physical side effects. Headaches that feel like a unicorn horn is trying to push through your forehead. Light sensitivity that makes you question if the sun is suddenly 10 times brighter. Ears ringing like you just stepped out of a Pink Floyd concert. Your body isn't betraying you, it's rebuilding. Think of it like a software update for your soul, and your meat suit is just catching up. Yes, you're craving odd foods and dreaming in Morse code, but trust me, this isn't burnout, it's breakthrough. Evolution is messy. Just ask the caterpillar halfway through the goo stage. Then, on June 26th, Mercury struts into Leo, and let's just say the universe hands you a mic, a spotlight, and maybe a megaphone for good measure. Your words now carry power, presence, and the irresistible pull of your authentic self. This is the King's Speech moment. You're not just talking, you re-declaring. Just be mindful not to mistake volume for value. Because as any wise Leo knows, the chosen ones speak not just with pride, but with purpose. And just when you think it's all fire and flourish, June 27th offers you a cosmic grounding chord, Mercury trines Saturn. Saturn, that ever-patient elder of the Zodiac, now shows up like the old architect in a kung fu movie, ready to help you draft blueprints beneath all that bold vision. Now is the time to make your declarations tangible. Write the plan. Do the unsexy work. Sometimes, true royalty doesn't just roar, it rules with steady hands and long-term vision. So yes, you may be buzzing, yawning, weeping, and channeling prophetic wisdom between grocery store visits. But make no mistake, you're not falling apart. You, radiant Leo, are falling into place. As we move deeper into this final week of June 2025, the energies get weirder but also more profound. Let's begin with June 28th, when Mercury, our messenger planet, forms a trine with Neptune, the dreamy mystic of the Zodiac. Now, I've been studying astrological transits for over 3 decades, and I can tell you when these two get along, it's less logical communication and more divine karaoke. Your words may suddenly start to sound like poetry, even if you're just ordering coffee or leaving a voicemail for your dentist. You'll find yourself speaking from a place far deeper than usual, not from your brain, but from that quiet inner chapel where your dreams and your dharma hang out and meditate together. This isn't the time for performative speeches. It's the time to speak your soul. You don't need to be a poet to be profound, but if you suddenly feel like writing your own version of the Tao Te Ching in a Trader Joe's parking lot, lean into it. Now, June 29th delivers a whole different vibe. Mercury faces off with Pluto, and let me tell you, Pluto never shows up for light conversation. He brings the shovel. He wants to dig up the roots. If there's something you've been avoiding saying or something someone's been projecting onto you, it's likely to surface. But here's the thing, this is where truth either heals or harms, depending on how it's delivered. So yes, roar if you must, Leo, but roar with purpose. Don't throw your truth like a grenade. Offer it like a sacred fire. As I often remind my clients, especially the more dramatic fire signs, honesty without compassion is just cruelty in a clever disguise. And if by now you're feeling a little unstable, congratulations, you're tuned in. That sense of time melting like a Salvador Dali clock, seeing angel numbers so frequently you're starting to think the universe is just trolling you, tech glitches, emotional flashbacks, talking to your cat like it's a licensed therapist, it's all part of the grand shift. These are not symptoms of breakdown, but signs of breakthrough. You're not losing your mind, Leo. You're expanding it. And while it might feel like a cosmic comedy show at times, remember, humor is holy. Laughter is wisdom wearing a party hat. So, breathe deep, speak your truth, and when in doubt, blame it on Mercury. Let's be honest, Leo, not everyone's going to notice the portal that's wide open right now. Most people will write off their vivid dreams, strange moods, or that sudden urge to reinvent their entire lives as nothing more than just stress. And to be fair, the world does hand out stress like free samples at Costco. But you're not most people. You're not here by accident. You're one of the chosen ones, the kind who can feel divine timing knocking, or, more accurately, slamming you in the forehead with a cosmic frying pan. You're the one who senses that this isn't just another funky week, it's a soul checkpoint. A moment. A threshold. And you're not sleepwalking through it. Now, before you grab your lion mane and charge full speed ahead into spiritual warrior of the century mode, let's pump the brakes and talk about what not to do. First and foremost, don't overshare your every download, vision, or soul contract with strangers in line at the grocery store. Yes, you're lit up like the North Star, but wisdom doesn't always need a megaphone. Also, please resist the temptation to spiritual-splain to your friends who just came for mimosas. Enlightenment is not a group project, and brunch is sacred. The goal is presence, not performance. Stay grounded. Stay golden. Stay Leo, but refined Leo. Think royal court, not reality TV. So how do you walk through this portal in true Leo style? With grace, fire, and just the right amount of cake. On June 24th, as Jupiter enters the Sun's heart, Kazimi, celebrate life like it's sacred because it is. Build an altar, light a candle, eat cake on purpose. The June 25th new moon in Cancer is your emotional reboot. Set goals that scare you a little and heal you a lot. When Mercury struts into Leo on June 26th, speak your truth but not your ego. Find your message, not your monologue. Then, as Mercury trines Saturn and Neptune, June 27th to 28th, turn your vision into a plan and your plan into a living prayer. And when Mercury opposes Pluto on June 29th, be brave enough to speak the truth even if it makes the room go silent. All of this is part of a much larger arc. If you've been feeling like something began back in March during the eclipse and now you're standing in the messy, magical middle, you're right. This portal is the pivot. The equinox in September will be your culmination, your reveal, your "oh, that's why all this happened" moment. Everything before was preparation. Everything after is embodiment. So step forward. Quietly, boldly, and with that unmistakable Leo heart. The world doesn't need more noise. It needs more truth told beautifully. And you, my fierce friend, were born to do just that. Let's fast forward past the cosmic symptoms, energy downloads, and planetary plot twists, and talk about what happens after you walk through this portal because yes, Leo, there is life on the other side. No, you probably won't wake up with purple skin, levitating over your bed, or suddenly speaking fluent Atlantean. And no, despite popular TikTok rumors, your third eye won't be visibly glowing, unless you've been playing with glitter and glue again. But internally, monumental shifts are unfolding. You'll start noticing it in the small ways first. A new steadiness in your voice. A sense of "I've got this" that wasn't there before. The confidence isn't loud, it's lived in. Then your purpose begins to clear, like fog lifting from a sunrise. What used to feel overwhelming starts making sense. Love deepens, not just romantically, but in how you hold space for yourself and others. And out of seemingly nowhere, opportunities arrive, conversations, invitations, openings that feel tailor-made for this new version of you. Spoiler alert, they are. What's happening is this: you being calibrated for your highest timeline. This isn't about perfection, it's about alignment. About finally stepping into the reality that matches your true frequency. And the best part? You're doing it without having to compromise your flair, your fire, or your fabulous Leo heart. Now let me say it plainly, this is not just a seasonal glow-up. This is your ascension. And no, Leo, that's not too dramatic. In fact, it might be the most accurate description we've got. In this year of triumph 2025, you are not here to merely survive. You are here to sovereign, to rise, to reign, to live with purpose and passion and maybe a few well-deserved spotlights. So take the crown. Not the shiny, performative one, though we do love a little sparkle, but the inner crown. The kind built from wisdom, courage, and that unshakable sense that you were born for this. Because you were. And now, as we close this portal journey, I want to thank you for tuning in to Golden Fortune Leo. If this resonated, if it sparked even a flicker of recognition in your heart, do me a favor, hit that like button, share this with your fellow cosmic travelers, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss what's next. There's so much more to come, and trust me, Leo, the universe has plans for you. Until next time, go live your life like it's sacred, spontaneous, and maybe just a little ridiculous. Because the world doesn't need another light, it needs yours.